Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students, Assalamu alaikum. In today's video lecture, we shall talk about direct and indirect narration. And I'll tell you that how can you convert the imperative sentences from direct speech into indirect speech. As you know that following changes are brought out while converting a sentence from direct into indirect narration. We change the person of pronoun. Secondly, we change the tense. And thirdly, certain words are also changed. I want to mention here that in a separate video, I have discussed all these rules in detail, and I shall be attaching a link of that video in the description box. You must watch that also. Let's move on and have a look at the proper definition of imperative sentences. The sentences which mostly begin with the first form of the verb are known as imperative sentences. An imperative sentence is used to convey a command, a request, advice, order, forbiddance, instruction, suggestion, or a command. And imperative sentences usually lack a subject, as they start with the first form of the verb, so there is no subject in the imperative sentences. Here are a few examples of imperative sentences for you to have knowledge about them clearly. Bring me a glass of water. You see that there is no subject and it is starting with the first form of the verb. Close the door and hold the strap are a few examples of imperative sentences. Let's move on and have a look at the rules to convert imperative sentences from direct into indirect narration. The rule number 1 states that said is changed according to the meaning of the sentence into ordered, commanded, forbade, suggested, requested, advised, invited, proposed, entreated, implored, begged, or prohibited. Secondly, the verb in the reported speech is changed into an infinitive. And you know that the verb which has to before it is known as infinitive. For example, to go, to catch, to eat, etc. And thirdly, a conjunction is not used to introduce the reported speech, which means that we do not use if, whether, that, etc. after omitting the commas. We simply use an infinitive. See the example. He said to me, "Please lend me your pen." You will say, he requested me to lend him my pen. Said to is changed into requested because the sense of the sentence suggests that this is a request. So after omitting the commas, I have used to lend. And me is changed into him and your is changed into my according to the rules. And I want to mention here again that to know more about the change of tense, the change of certain words, and how the pronouns are changed from direct into indirect form in a separate video, you must watch that also, in which all these things are discussed in detail. Here is the second example. I said to the servant, "Polish my shoes." You will say, I ordered the servant to polish my shoes. Said to is changed into ordered according to the sense of the sentence, as the person is ordering the servant. And after omitting commas, we haven't used any conjunction. The verb polish is changed into to polish. Let's do some exercise. This is the first sentence. The master said to his servant, go to the market. You say, the master ordered his servant to go to the market. Number 2, the student said to the teacher, sir, allow me to go out of the class. You say, the student requested the teacher respectfully to allow him to go out of the class. Me has been changed into him according to the rule. Number 3, he said to me, do not tell a lie. He advised me not to tell a lie. Number 4, he said to me, work hard to succeed. You say, he advised me to work hard to succeed. Number 5, he said, don't drive too fast. You'll say, he forbade me to drive too fast. Forbade means to request not to do something. Use of let in imperative sentences is very common. So we shall talk about that if we have let in our imperative sentences, how can you convert them from direct speech into indirect speech? Here is the rule number 1. Let is used to make a proposal or suggestion, as you know. Number 2, let is used to allow or to persuade. And if let is used for suggestion or proposal, the word said is changed into suggested or proposed. And let is changed into should and commas are replaced with that. This is the rule. In case let is used for taking permission, to is added before let, or it is converted into might be allowed after adding that. See the example. He said, let us have a cup of tea. Look at point number 3. It says that if you have suggestion or proposal, then said is changed into suggested or proposed. So we shall convert this sentence following rule number 3. You say, he suggested that they should have a cup of tea. Here is sentence number 2. The principal said to the peon, let the visitor come in. Now see rule number 4. It says that if your let is used for taking permission, then you add to before the word let, and might be allowed can also be used. So in this sentence, you're talking about permission. You say the principal asked the peon that the visitor might be allowed to come in. After omitting commas, I have told you that we use that in the imperative sentences with the word let. And I have used might be allowed according to the rule number 4. Let's do some exercise. Sentence number 1 states, I said to him, let me enjoy some music. You say, I requested him to let me enjoy some music. Sentence number 2, I said to my friend, let us start a new business. Now, you're suggesting something to your friend, or you're proposing. You say, I proposed to my friend that we should start a new business. As you know that in sentences with proposal or suggestion, we use should, as I have told you earlier according to the rules. Number 3, she said, let us go for shopping. You say, she said that they should go for shopping. Number 4, the officer said, let the peon come inside. You say, the officer said that the peon might be allowed to come inside. As this sentence is showing the permission, so we have used might be allowed in it, as I have told you earlier. This is sentence number 5. He said, "Let me play the game." You say, he requested me to let him play the game. Thank you so much for watching. See you with another video in which we shall talk about some more kinds of sentences, in which I'll tell you that how can you convert those kinds of sentences from direct narration into indirect narration. Take care. Allah Hafiz.